let's get things going. I am going to just try to be a little creative today with some SVG generation to see if I can make some nicer looking assets for my stream stuff, for my YouTube channel, that sort of thing. I don't know exactly where that's going to take me, but that's the goal for the day. So what I'm going to be doing is setting up a reagent project and working on SVG stuff very simply. And I will be tweeting out the stream link and stuff like that, but right. So let's see. Let's just get this open. Okay, what's up? Let's move this stuff in just a bit. All right, so now I'll get this rigged up and going. Let's see what we've got here. Reagent, Clojure string, CLG, SVG CLG. SVG CLJ dot main. Oh, something's going wrong here. What's the deal with that? Oh, there's missing. Something's wrong with this. This here. That looks closer to correct. All right, let's try that. Okay. CLJS. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. REPL type, I forget the options. Figwheel main would be the one. Yeah. Ba ba da ba ba. Build dev, please. Ba da ba da 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 da. Ba ba. Gotta give it a second, I guess. There we go. Should open in the browser. Cool. There we go. We've got something. All right. Let's see. So let's see that the live is updating. Oops. Save it. Hey, there we go. Okay, so that's all in working order. Let's right away now, actually, let's do svg/svg. Let's try that. All right, we've got SVG stuff working. All right, we're on the right track here. So I do need to, I realize here I've got to do a few things here. SVG CLJ dot transforms as transform TF and SVG CLJ dot path as path. That should be okay. And I think that is valid. I think those are valid namespaces. It looks like it. Okay, so that seems good. Okay, I'll start, I think. Excuse me. I must apologize for my tiredness today. Hey, Emerson. How are you today? Let's switch this around. There we go. You're fine? Nice. Glad to hear it. What about me? Yeah, I'm doing okay. I didn't sleep as well as I wanted, so I'm a little bit tired today, but I am in a good mood. I am kind of just trying to practice my creativity. I want to make some assets for my stream. So, for example, on my face cam here, I've got this pink border, and it's just a little plain looking, a little boring. So I want to see if I can code up some kind of cooler looking graphics to put on the stream, and just kind of exploring those ideas. I think that could be kind of fun to do. Keeps the stream still about programming, but still a bit of creativity. So I'm excited to be working on that today. And the weather around here is really nice as well. So I've been going out and running and working out and biking. So that's been really nice. I don't know about you, but I love getting outside and doing a run or something like that, going on a bike ride. It's lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. What have you been up to these days, Emerson? School going well? I hope things are generally going well for you. Let's see. Let's now right away start to split this doc up into a few different things. So we'll leave that stream assets thing there. That should be okay. Let's pop in split here. We'll call that the doc. And instead of doc, this will be camera overlay, I guess. And we'll start with the super simple approach here. We'll do def camera overlay. We'll make an SVG. It's going to be a scale size of 1. It's going to be 1920 by 1080p. Scale size 1. And we'll kind of take it from there. Let's see. Okay, so to give me a visual reference here, I'm going to fill the canvas with SVG/rectangle that's also 1920 by 1080 and translated half of 1920, half of 1080, right? So 540 is that, and 1920 divided by 2 is something I don't want to do in my head today because I'm super lazy. 960, that's super easy. Should have been able to do that in my head, but here I am moving on. SVG/style. Hey Mike, how are you doing today? I hope you're well. Oh, I should enable par edit. Yes. Can I? There we go. Fill is going to be. You're hanging in there. Been a bit busy. Been a bit of a busy week. How did the stream go on Tuesday? It was a good stream on Tuesday. I had a good time. I was focusing then on my FreeCAD prototyping still, and I actually kept it a little shorter. I did just a 2-hour stream, but yeah, it was pretty good. A little bit of interaction, a little bit of quiet time for me to focus on the code. A good mix. I felt good about it. Today, I didn't finish the FreeCAD stuff. It's still on the list of things to do on stream, but I wanted to mix it up today, and I've been editing some more videos, and I'm realizing I'm not totally happy with the graphics and assets I have on my stream. So I want to see if I can kind of make things if I can make things look a bit more cohesive, be a bit cooler, you know, kind of draw the eye. Like for example, I like the color of this like bright pink thin border around my camera, but I don't know, it just doesn't, I just don't like it. So I want to build out an SVG project where I can kind of, as like a canvas, I can be creative and explore some asset creation through the code here. And that's today's little thing, because I'll need it as a project anyway. May as well goof around with it. I think this can take RGBA, right? Let's do I think that's valid. All right, now let's pop that in there. Sounds like it's a good time. That's the hope. I think it'll be good. All right, so what I'm doing first is making a little camera overlay thing here. I stream at 1080p. At least I think I do. Pretty sure. So for scenes like this, the background is 1080, and the face cam I have at 720, and it's just centered on the screen. So it's super easy to make assets with if you know the dimensions for that stuff, it's easy enough to line things up. So I'm just making the background as a reference here. I mean, it's not going to be gray like that. That's a little boring looking. But cam overlay is easy enough to do. Well, in theory, it's easy enough. So I can just make something like this where I have a camera that's 720p, so 1280 by 720 is the standard resolution. And if I translate that to the center of the 1920 canvas, which should also be the same position here, and yeah, so that darker gray area is the cam overlay area, and just roughly speaking, it looks like, at a rough glance, it looks like that's correct. So the simplest overlay I could do is something like this. Oops. There you go. You can't see it at all. It's a 1 pixel border. There you go. You can change the border size. Now, technically, with SVG borders, they center themselves. So if I have I don't know that 20 pixels is the actual border size I would want, but this actually reduces the camera border by 10 pixels on either side inward and expands it outward as well. So I don't actually care all that much for something like a face cam like this. Cutting off a few pixels around the edges is a non-issue, but that is something, if you're designing with SVG, something that you probably want to keep in mind. But this is not the look I want to go for. I want to see if I can make something cooler. And this is where it gets tricky, because I don't know what I want. I just know what I don't want. And that's kind of, it's a bigger list, right? The things I don't want is a huge list. Anyway, I don't really know what I'm talking about. Just trying to get the creative juices flowing. You'd think it would just grow the border out from the outer limits of the image. So, did I say border? I should have said stroke. And the reason I think it kind of makes sense is you can apply a stroke to a linear, like a single line element. It doesn't only have to be a border of a shape. It can be single lines like this. And it can be the stroke of like around a Bezier curve, all of that sort of thing. So in those contexts, it isn't necessarily obvious the sidedness you would want of a border. Like imagine a B-rep, or not, sorry, imagine a B-spline that curves like quite a bit, right? It is not clear just by the math of it which side would be more accurate to a desired visual outcome. So the simple sort of solution is boom, right in the center. Misunderstood? That makes more sense. Yeah, it's like, how do you represent the mathematical concept of a line graphically? Because no matter what you do, technically speaking, a line has no thickness to it, right? So you can't with 100% accuracy to the definition actually represent a line, right? If you draw something, a line has a thickness to it, right? The stroke always has a thickness, but obviously you need to represent it somehow, so that works. But that thickness, it matters, right? Which side, where inside that thickness is the actual line. You run into this stuff if you need to be really accurate when you're measuring something with a measuring tape. You can't, like, if your measuring tape only does 1/16 of an inch and you have something landing in between it, in between the 1/16, you have no idea where, technically speaking, it is, right? So The same is true of thicknesses of lines and whatnot. This is an overly pedantic answer, but that's the engineer, the CAD side of all this stuff. Some of that can matter a little bit, right? Anyway, we get by just fine. There's also okay, so let's see if I could come up with something cooler than this. No, I can't. Boom, done. No, that's ridiculous. Let's see. See, the thing that always I get in my head about with stuff like this is it doesn't actually matter. Like, having a really cool looking camera overlay is not going to suddenly make me more entertaining. It's just visually pleasing, right? But I still want to try it. Crazy idea. Make a border with a design that is not a straight line. Have the occasional little character I drew pop out from behind it. That should be easy, right? Like animated, you mean, right? So actually, so there are, like, I can actually do video overlay, make it an animated GIF or something like that. It does seem crazy, but it actually could, like, I could do that. So this be right back animation here is just a that's just a, I think it's a WebM, it's a looping video. I could apply the same thing to the overlay over the camera here, and I could actually make something animate. That would be pretty cool. I think instead of animating characters popping up, what might be nicer is something like really subtle. Like, do you remember the PlayStation 3 has this wave animation to it? Let's see. Like this, but the wave was like moving in the background. That was very clearly animated, but it felt kind of like, to me anyway, it was kind of calm. It was smooth. It wasn't too ridiculous looking. If I could get something kind of like that, that would be pretty cool. Something that captures the feel of that anyway. That would be pretty awesome, right? I think that'd be cool. Okay, so let's start by thinking. Okay, well, I'm going to start with something like this. Let's start with Svg Animate and have a little peek at that. So the reason I care about that is Animate. Oops, is that what I want? I don't want jQuery. Let's just do this, Svg Animate Tag. I could even go a step further, give chat a command where you could do something like wave 2x plus b. It would change the shape of the wave. That's a way future goal, I think. That is an amazing idea. Here, let me ideas to play with in the future. There we go. That is really cool. Build chat commands that let viewers, I should say, interact with some of the graphics on stream. Wow, it's a day. There we go. For example, passing a new sine wave to an animation. Thanks, Mike, for the idea. Yeah, that's not a today thing for sure, but that's super cool. That would be really neat to see stuff like that. And actually, I'd have to look into how, but I know that you can do stuff like that. I think I wonder. I don't know what kind of access I could give, say, Nightbot to like a server application or something, but I'll figure it all out. It would be really neat, and it must be possible. There's all kinds of cool stuff that people play Pokemon through chat, so there's definitely ways to do it. I just have to look it up. There's one streamer that like does PC gameplay, and he installs all kinds of mods and stuff like that, and then he has the mods controlled by Twitch chat, so it's very obviously possible. It's definitely possible. Seen stuff like that done before. Yeah. It's probably not too. I mean, I'm sure it's not trivially easy, but it's actually probably fairly accessible. I just never quite know where to look. And unfortunately, anytime I Google Twitch related stuff, it's always talking about games, and it's either like, here's how you start your stream and get views, which is not exactly helpful, or it's like about gamers, and I don't quite fit that category. So I kind of feel like I'm stranded out on my own. It's just a matter of digging a little deeper more than anything. So let's try to build a little animate helper here. Right, so the simplest thing. Do some research, see what you can dig up to help out. Well, no pressure, but yeah, I'll take it. Thanks. Okay, so the Animate tag sits inside the tag of the thing you want to animate. So if I give it an item, I shouldn't say item, I should actually just, or I can destructure it right away. So it should look like this. It'll be key props, and that should be it, right? Start with that. I think that's correct, or correct enough. And to animate, well, okay, let's start with just the animation properties. Animation props. This is Oh, this will be fine, I think. How's everybody doing, by the way? And if there's anyone tuned in not chatting, feel free to pop in the chat, ask questions, share stories about projects you're working on, anything like that. Also, no pressure. You could just sit and watch. That's cool too. But it's always fun to chat. I try to do my best to answer questions if there's stuff going on. We promise we're nice people. Yeah, Mike's not lying. Although there's no way to prove it other than just sticking around, right? But we're not lying about that. We do our best. Okay, so if we animate and we have the right animation props map already associated in, all you have to do is return this k props and then the tag animate. Ooh, this is going to break some stuff though, I think. Streamer's Canadian, instant nice guy confirmation. So that I want to, like, that Canadian stereotype, it does me well. We are still humans. We're capable of being mean too, I promise you. Although I do wish we would be just an entire country of super nice people all the time. Although, to be fair, I actually wonder if that would actually be good overall, or if it would cause problems, you know? Like, if you're trying to be super nice all the time, you can accidentally just not notice when things need to change or should change, you know? But for the sake of this stream, I'm Canadian and I'm nice. Those are two true things. All right, so let's give a little attempt with this animate thing here. And what I want to try is to, I should be able to pass this whole thing through like this, animate, and then the animation props would be plunked in. Yeah, I think that'll work. So let's just try build out attribute name. In this case is going to be, well, let's do it is a rectangle. Let's just do width. Actually, no, let's do RX exactly like this little sample. Why not, right? Values, we'll do this weird sort of string situation. We'll do 0, 5, 0. Duration, let's do 5 seconds. Make it faster. And then repeat count. Indefinite. Let's see if that does anything. Hard to see it. It also isn't animating, I don't think. Oh, it is. Huh, that's cool. I don't know why it popped like that. Oh, probably it reloaded the page again. That would be, so animation works, but that would be so horrendous to see happening constantly on the screen, right? Like, that's so distracting. But it's a basic animation working anyway, so that's pretty good. If I change the property here to width, and I make it go from 1280 to 1380 to 1280, it's gonna be weird, but it should. Yeah, so it does change this property here. Can you, I wonder, here's what I don't know. Can you do two animates? So here, for example, things are a little complicated already, actually. So the other way I can do animations is actually generate from the command line. I can design a thing here, and I can actually generate frames one thing at a time, convert them to PNG, and then stitch those PNGs together into a video file that just loops, and I could have a looping animation of a certain length. So if I animate using full rotations and multiplications of a sine function, you get perfect looping when you just use multiples of a full sine rotation. So that could work as well. Anyway, I wonder if I can do well, sorry, I don't remember how I actually center a rectangle. So let's have a look here. Let's get into the namespace. Let's do svg/rectangle 2020, and we will translate it 1010. Right, so the X and Y, I could actually do that. So let's see if that makes any sense. So I want to adjust the X position of this rectangle. I think that makes sense. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Because if I just do svg/rectangle without translating it at all, yeah, this is the bottom left corner of the thing. So here, what I want to do is actually move the bottom left corner back from its current position, back 50, and then forward 50, so that it would appear to be growing and shrinking like that. Now, this is not the animation I actually want. I'm just wrapping my head around how to set it up. Right, so. Well, let's see if it even works, right? So the X position of a rectangle translated, let's just do this. So it starts at 320. Oops. Oh boy. And then it would go smaller, minus 50, so that would be 270 is its final point there, and then it would go back to 320. I don't know if this will work. Let's find out. It doesn't seem to. Oh, of course. So that is actually because I do need to do this. Yeah. Not too surprising. Oh wait, I can actually, this is not the smoothest, but let's go with it. Not quite. So this is the rectangle in question. And only this second animation is getting put in there. Right. And that is because not. Whoa. Well, that was, I think I tried to evaluate something too quickly in the REPL or something like that. I don't know what those issues were about. It's animating that X property there. So that's theoretically fine. The thing, yeah, I need it to not eliminate things, and I'm just not thinking through this perfectly yet, right? So if I do an animate of a rectangle, ten, oops. Please, there we go. Animate. Right, so it attaches with a nil, and if I I am being a little bit silly here. Let's go do this. We'll def this as A. Now let's go here, and I just need to peek at what content actually is when I pass something in with animate content in it. If that makes sense. Animate with nothing, A, it just is nil. And that's because why? And what am I missing here? Did I destructure this incorrectly? Oh, this has to be, yeah, I did destructure it incorrectly. It's got to go here. Let's try that. Let's even redef A. Did I pass it? I think I passed it. Oop. Oh, yes, of course. Let's back that up. Go like this. Now A has animate and nil because there was no content on the first bit that I passed in. But if I animate A now, there are two animate tags in there, so it looks to be correct, or it's at least more correct than it was before, potentially. Let's find out. Okay, save that with two animates in there. Same problem, I guess. Didn't solve it, unless Still missing something here? No, they're both here. Oh, no, but they're nested inside each other, so it's wrong again. Right. This has to be K-props and content. We'll put them, should put them all in a list right away. No, I'm still just nesting them all inside each other. Not right. That's incorrect. Incorrect. Oh. Got this reversed. Content. Here. My brain just doesn't seem to remember the conj order of things for some reason. I don't know why. That also wasn't it. Did I properly do this? Yes, I did. So, right. So, just trying to think my way through this. It's clearly been a bit since I've done a little more thorough Clojure programming. Been getting sloppy. One thing I've been thinking a lot about is how I want to change my productivity and work approach. I've spent a lot of time being okay with approaching my work in a fairly casual manner. I kind of needed to unlearn a little bit of hyper focus on productivity. I got burned out and unhappy at work, so I tried to take a step back from that kind of approach in general, and I think that was a good thing, but I'm ready to bring back in just little bits of goal setting, project focus, that sort of stuff, like the little bits of office work that were actually nice in terms of being able to work on a thing that mattered. I need to refocus on that stuff a little bit. So anytime I notice myself just getting sloppy and lacking, I have to come up with a way to get my life back into a shape that I want, you know? Oh, hey, Mac. Hope you're well. Does it have to be clean SVG or can it be HTML? It only has to be quote-unquote clean SVG inside the SVG tag here. This setup I have here is actually a reagent project. So if you look here, this is just a web page with SVG components inside it. So this is here just normal HTML. I could hack together things to there are ways to put, I don't know what way you want to do it. Do you want to put SVG inside HTML or do you want to put HTML inside SVG? I don't know, but it doesn't technically have to be clean SVG. No. This is a loose, fun, creative project. Like, I'm just making assets. So why did that disappear? There we go. So it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Oh, I deleted the one thing I need. Why, do you have ideas or HTML related tools that might be helpful? Oh, it's working. What did I change? What did I do? Right, so let's have a peek at this. Well, it's not right, but it's working. So let's move along. Oh dear, I'm terrible. Come on. Height. Uh, 720. It's not going to look correct. The proportion is, or the aspect ratio is going to change if I translate them both this way, but I'm going to go with it anyway. This doesn't matter that much because this is not even the kind of animation I want. I'm just, for lack of knowing exactly what I want, I'm messing around, kind of putting in some scaffolding, as it were. 180, yes. So here, this will be 180, 180. Oops, and it would have to be minus 50, so that's 130 is the end point there. Yeah, so that works. So what's going on here, it's just animating. I just have 4 animate tags, each animating a single property. If I change the duration so they're not equal to each other, but they're multiples of each other, you should get kind of a weird sort of thing. Oh, this just reminded me, do you remember like DVD players, and they had the DVD player logo, and if you, like, it had a screensaver and it would bounce around the screen like this. It would hit the edge and then go like that and then like that. It would be so funny to have that, just have a thing bouncing around on the stream. Just, that would be hilarious. I wonder if I could actually code something up like that. The real game of the year, guessing when the icon will hit the corner. It was that's always what it was. I don't know, it's one of those like universal things I think that like everyone knows about, but no one communicated like, hey, it's cool when this hits the corner. Everyone just knows that it's cool when it hits the corner. I remember sitting in class, like grade school, like I was a kid, right? And before the teacher would set up a science video or something, right? There'd be the DVD thing going. The TV would be on. The teacher would be talking about our homework or something, and and no one would be paying attention because we'd all just be waiting for it to hit the corner. It was hilarious. Mac, you can create a reagent component that animates using your own timer. It might be cleaner than SVG's animation. Yeah, you're probably right. This was the first thing I thought of, but actually you have a good point. Do you have a resource? Like, what's the easiest way to hack something like that together? Because it's not coming to my brain, to be totally honest. Uh, I'm not exactly clear on where I would start with that. Like, are there keywords I should... Oops, I pressed the wrong button. Let's see if there's something that someone's done. Uh-oh, there we go, kinda. This line is fantastic. Lunches in general tend to be non-free. Ooh, there's a nice bit of code there. Let's have a little peek at that. Countdown component, seconds left is an atom, set interval every 1,000 milliseconds, I guess. Yeah, function, time remaining, show time at seconds left, reset component, seconds left. Let's give this one a little try. Thank you, by the way, for the fast response. That's cool. Did you have that ready to go, or you just whipped it out like a pro? Let's try this out. I don't have copy paste sharing between my Mac and my PC, so I'm just gonna do it the good old-fashioned way. Countdown component. I don't know about anyone else, but this actually, when I want to get some functionality up and I'm using someone's suggestion, I do find it better to type it out myself so that I kind of get a little bit of oh, there's also a Stack Overflow there. Nice. Actually, let me simple countdown timer with reagent Clojure. That might, oops. Let's get rid of this. There you go, that's the one. Now I can oh, okay, so reset component is a function they've defined there as well. Good. Oh, it's not a function, sorry, it's just a button. I see, I see. Are these identical responses? Oh, it's Michiel. He's everywhere. He's great. Doesn't have to be a countdown. It can just be time. Yeah, I'm not doing the deep thinking about this. I'm just doing a surface level understanding of it. I'm not going to worry too much about the details of it. If I get something working, that is okay. And I was talking about how I like to type things out myself to gain better understanding. And here I am, I'm just not going to do that. I'm going to see what countdown component looks like. Will it work out of the gate here? We'll find out. See why you knew about this? Are you on here too? Matt, is this you, Mac? Am I looking at the right spots? Yeah. Oh, cool. Man, well, that's awesome. Thank you. I I actually don't have a Stack Overflow account. Now that I'm thinking about it, I should get one so I can actually like help with this sort of thing. So wait, you've got you do some Stack Overflow answers. You're also a mod on the Clojure subreddit. I think that was you, right? That said that. You're all over the place. That's awesome. Um, what did I miss here? Um, this does work, right? Yeah. This animation is driving me nuts already. Let's get rid of this. I have a few options. That's always good. On a completely unrelated note to this, I'm feeling pretty good. I put out another YouTube video about my Emacs setup and stuff like that, and it's getting some views. I'm always happy about that sort of stuff. Slowly, I'm building up some content, some knowledge, and some confidence, and it's all so exciting to see it slowly happening. You know, it just makes me happy. All right, what did I not do? Countdown component and reset component. Oh, do these have to be like this kind of component? Like an actual function? Yeah. Oh, oops. I don't need to I don't need to put this one here. Also, should probably save that. Um, missing something obvious. I'm gonna get myself some coffee though. I will be right back. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. Okay, back to the scene there. Mac, I think something funky is going on with the splice. Just try to use the countdown. Let's have a look here. Sorry, I'm trying to have a peek here. Like this. Oh yeah, sorry, of course. Sorry, I was thinking of at being the splice, but you're of course talking about this. My bad. Well, that was not that. Let's do this. I don't know what I'm missing. But that is okay. I will worry about this later. Do mount. I don't think it's related to the mounting. I think. So forgive my ignorance, but there is a difference, right, between square and round bracket calls. Oops. I don't think this will actually make the difference, though. Oh, come on. Ridiculous. Yeah, no, I'm not surprised. Well, okay. In lieu of sitting here scratching my head, I do... Before I should even worry about animation, I should make some still assets that I even want to animate, right? So this isn't a great shape to begin with. It's too boring in my head. So let's try to make... what I actually kind of want to do is make some kind of path element and go from there. Because with a path element, I can make kind of diagonal things, and I can add points along it, and I can animate points in vertical directions independently, so you get a kind of more diverse set of points to work with anyway. So maybe if I go ahead and do that, I can animate that stuff in a more interesting way a little bit later on. I think that seems cool. Seems potentially useful. Seems like a logical first step. Yeah, why not, right? Because anyway, you know, if animations don't work to begin with, you want some base state static stuff to still look good on a stream. Oops. My watch is complaining. There we go. Okay, so let's have a little peek at this camera overlay. I'm gonna keep these. I'm gonna get rid of these things. I'm gonna keep the gray squares or rectangles as reference. They're not gonna be the real. Actually, let's do it this way. No, we'll do this. Screen ref is this. Oop, that, oop. There. SVG this. Should see no change. Good so far. And here we are now. Let's do path polygon or polygon path. I always forget. Path. Yeah. Polygon path. There we go. Camera overlay sketch. Perfect. Now we can build the path of our dreams here. Path overlay sketch. Okay, so first thought is let's do something like, ooh, oh man, I didn't set it up. I thought I was so ready for for the stream dream, but I haven't set it up. But I'm going to set it up. I've got my iPad and I want to draw on it, but I bought a HDMI switch that I can use with this remote, and so I can switch the input theoretically live to what I'm streaming, so I could switch back and forth more quickly. But now I need to find the HDMI cable. So fancy. Yeah, if only it was set up properly. I have to add it to, I need like a starting the stream checklist, you know, so that I have all the things I want for every stream ready to go up front, so that I'm not stuck goofing off. I have to turn on do not disturb. That's good. Okay, let's give this a try. Well, we tried. Let's try again. Oop, it was there. So fancy. There it is. I'm doing my best. There we go. Okay. All right, that's doing something. All right, we've got something. Okay, so really roughly speaking, let's get this. If this is my camera, And this is me. There. Then I at a starting point I want something simple like this. A single path that goes around. Maybe I want this. Maybe there's cooler stuff to do later. It's like that. So there's this slice out here. And then this slice would be cool to kind of animate it around. So the slice itself kind of follows like this, just slowly looping. And then once you've got that going, you can actually layer on a few different ones at different depths and stuff like that. And you can have sort of different colored ones. So they're kind of just slowly going around, slowly and subtly looped around like that. I look fantastic in this picture, by the way. Just gotta say. Right, so there we go. This is my whiteboard. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, there we go. So, forget which one is. There we go. Right. Oh, my life is a mess. Okay. Timer, we'll collapse that for now. I'll approach that later. So using that set of points, right, I can do something yet again forgetting where the points are. Okay. $320, $180. That is going to be this corner right here. Then just do that plus 1280, right? $1,600. I should be, you know, on a good day, I can do some of this math in my head, but it's not exactly a great day for doing math in my head, to be honest. So, also, is that correct? Or am I wrong about that? No, that should be right. And then this would be 720 plus 180, 900. Oh, hey. That's exactly another resolution. That's pretty common. Wow. And in fact, this will be just a diagonal line. If I do this, if I do another one just to close it, save that. Let's get some visuals on screen here. Oh, I need to style this blue. There we go. It's hideous. The reason for that is this should actually be 1600 by 180, and then the next one should be, it's also, so we're starting here, then we're going to here. This one should be 1600 by 900. and this one to complete the actual closed thing. Hey, Singing B. Different time zones means you can catch the stream after your work now. Oh, wow. Well, so nice to see you here. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I moved from Ontario to Vancouver. So I keep saying I moved from Ontario to British Columbia. So those are two provinces. And in British Columbia, I moved to Vancouver. So to be more correct, I don't want to compare apples to oranges. And so west coast of Canada is 3 hours time difference. So it is a little after 3 here, and back where my parents live, it's a little after 5. So the 3 hour difference, it shows up in the stream time that I do a little bit as well. So cool to see you here. I like that. How have you been? How have you been doing? Works for you? I'm good. It's rainy here. So I actually I really enjoy a rainy day here and there. If it's an entire rainy month, then that starts to get on my nerves a little bit. But I do like the coziness of a rainy day is really nice. As long as you're as long as you're cozy and warm inside, you know. Glad to hear you're doing well. That's always nice. It's always nice when people are in good moods, you know. I love to hear it. Oh yes, so I also want to, so this is a polygon, and by default the fill is just going to be black, so I'm going to set the fill here to none. And the stroke, just make it stroke width 2. Does that, oh, I know why this is, so this, I'm at 40% zoom, so it's a little hard to tell. That's part of the issue here. Let's go with that. So I'm just not doing anything too crazy important today. I'm working on, I'm using my SVG library to mess around and make some assets for my stream and for my YouTube videos and stuff like that. So this is a very plain looking box, and I'm working on making something that I could kind of animate to be like a border for this face cam. And I don't know, I feel like that could be fun. That's why I'm doing something like that. So let's just see, you know, let's give it a shot. So this overlay sketch starts, oh come on, don't be like that. There we go. One thing I've not figured out a good workaround for yet is org mode's link syntax is a double square bracket like this. It's treated as a link. So this, right, is incorrectly viewed as a link as well. So if I click into it, it tries to do something and it can't. So it just is really frustrating. And what I expected the default behavior to be was that inside a source block, org mode doesn't look for links, but it seems to, and I am confused by that, and I haven't figured out how to handle it yet. So I try to break the syntax here sometimes when I do that. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it's not a big deal, sometimes it is. It gets in the way when you're doing kind of destructuring sometimes, because then you've got square brackets all over the place. But hey, this is me trying to do everything in org mode files, so I have to figure out how to work around the quirks myself, and I just haven't done that yet. Okay, let's see here. I wanted to put a little extra border and a kind of slice around it here. So if I kind of pick another spot to put a point, it'll be here, and it'll be, let's say, at 910, and we'll do it at 900. So this is gonna bump something out here. Yeah. Mac, you're absent. There is a bug in the answer. You want to use a reagent atom. Oh, that makes so much sense, of course. Okay, well, start there. Let the seconds left be a reagent atom. Wait, did I do that or did I? Sorry, let me see where I. Oh, no, I have to do r/atom. Like that. That makes a lot of sense. Let's see here if we can. That, of course, right? Because it's dereffing. Yeah, if it's just. Boy, thank you. That should have been one of the first things I thought of, but I didn't. Let's see if that gets us what we want. Hey, there you go. Perfect. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you. All right, now we've got a working timer, and we can wire that up to whatever we want later on. Let's work with some shapes here and get some cool looking stuff. Oh, I love it when people that are smarter than me can help me out. Fantastic. All right, let's get it out of here though, because I don't need it running right now. I want to build the shape and then work on that. Yes, let's continue messing with this. I also realize I should parameterize a few things here. So let's let the width be, let's say 10 for now. Actually, let's make it 20. And that's going to start coming into play around here. Ooh, should I also... I should make it... I'll worry about that stuff later. I was going to say I should make it parametric also in the total width. This should be thickness. It'd be cool to make it parametric to the total width and height of the whatever screen, so I could actually use the overlay on different size screens. So I could make one, pardon me, that's, so right now what I've got is a shrunk down camera, right? So the real size is not 720p here. It's much less. I don't know what the resolution is, but it'd be nice to render out the SVG lines exactly correct for this setting and then re-render it out as a different thing for this. So they'd look crisp at both sizes. But I'll worry about that later because I just want to get something and I'm a little lazy. That's the truth. That is the truth of the matter. So here we're just going to do the base position plus the thickness that we set. Save that. Ooh, did it wrong? I did it wrong. Oh, yes. Gotta pop that in there. There we go. And is that working? Yes, perfect. Love it. Love to see it. Okay, so we're coming from this position down to this here, so that's actually not quite correct. We want to start here, like at 9. Let's do this. Plus 900 t 900. That should give it a step. Yeah, there you go. That's a step jump that we want. And now using this position, we can actually zip back there and loop around back the other way. And then we'll come all the way around and end up, we want to be kind of close to here to make the little slice out there. And then I'll try to think of a more functional way to do this. I'm just manually placing points everywhere. It would make more sense if I could come up with a subtraction or something like that, where I actually have two different paths and I just do a cut, and then the cut path I can actually animate that along, so it'll look more correct. Does that make sense? Might make sense. But anyway, let's oh, do I have it built into this or not? Well, let's make the shape. Finish up the shape. I am always second guessing myself. That's why it takes so long with this stuff. Okay, so next point after how do I describe this? Slice begins, loop back around. Yeah, so here, this is not where I need to be yet. I actually need to zip back up to 1600 by 900 plus the thickness. Yeah. My one day dream for approaching drawing in Reagent is to have a two-way connection. I don't know how to achieve this yet, but it would be so cool to be able to write code, right? Have it render out to a Reagent thing, and then every point, every thing that you want to manipulate has handles and sliders and stuff like that. And imagine clicking and dragging a point and then seeing live the code you wrote, maintaining that connection and the value changing on the code side. It would not work this way because this is a one-way connection, right? I'm just using hot code reloading to view this, but any interactivity in the browser does not then push back to the literal code of the output. So for that to work, I feel as if I'd have to design an actual application where it integrates the code view basically into the state model of the whole application, and that is currently beyond my skill level, though it seems doable and would be super cool, I think, anyway. Right. So now we do another one here. It's gonna be the same 16. I do also have an offset function where I could actually just automatically get these points out, but it's in it's in an experimental library, and I didn't pull that into here, so I'm not going to worry about it. And this here will actually be 180 minus t, right? So this brings us up to here. This brings us to here. And then this next one, oops, here is the same y value, and this is going to be 320 minus t, which brings us to here. Then this, now we need to go to plus 900t again, which brings us down to here. And now this is going to be related to the slice. Oops. Here. So, I mean, I'll do. So this point we're at here, and then I want to go to approximately this point first. This might be hard to follow, I understand, because it's just doing it's just drawing in my head, so yeah, sorry about that, but that's gonna just have to be fine for now. Yeah, there's that, and now let's do this one. So that'll bring us around. So all that work, and we have just a little line here. Now these points I want to actually offset the other way, left a little bit. So I actually want to do here this position minus the thickness, and then this position can literally just be the position because it's already plus t, so we can just delete it. And that should space it, yeah. So there we go, we've got a slice, and now we can start to work on wiring that into, say, a timer or something like that, right? Oh, this countdown component, can we actually get it? How do I access the state of the countdown component? Because it's local to the component itself. Am I missing another obvious thing here? Or would I have to build? Or would this be would I put the overlay component inside the countdown component? See, there's still a lot of stuff about reagent and React component nesting and structures that I actually don't know the best ways to do. It seems like it's not that hard, but I just am always concerned that I'm not building out a structure optimally, if that makes any sense. Oh boy. Inside and pass it the reagent atom. Gotcha. Yeah, Mike, I could have a global atom, right? Like I could also do there we go. Third time's a charm. State as r/atom, and then it can be either, I can then put in some structure to it, right? Time, and then 60, and then rebuild the component here to take state. But I don't know that that's actually the best approach. This is what I mean by I genuinely don't know what is the most correct or most usable approach. The reason I always wonder about this is because I've seen examples written in Clojure where they do have a global state atom like that, but I also always hear and think, wait a minute, we don't really love the idea of global state to begin with, right? So I'm always just a little bit confused, that's all. Speaking of two-way, github.com djblue/portal does two-way comms using the portal atom. Is that a Clojure project? I'm gonna sample it off screen for a second. That's very intriguing to me. Thanks for that share there, Mac. DJ Blue portal. GitHub. It could be that global state versus not is more a design preference than an actual correct practice. Yeah, that's the thing. You might be right. It's just sometimes hard for me to know is the real truth. A Clojure tool to navigate through your data. Portal UI can be used. Okay, so this is a cool project. I can pop it up on the screen here. DJ Blue. Star that right away so I can return to it. Ooh, fancy. Let's give a little read here. The portal UI can be used to inspect values of various shapes and sizes. The UX will probably evolve and user feedback is welcome. Apropos. Oh, cool. Oh, that's nice. This will be fun to watch. Is that Eric Norman there? It looks like it. And Mike, oh yeah, here he is. How do you pronounce his last name? Is it Ficus? Or Fikes? Mike's Fikes? I don't know how to pronounce his last name. He did a talk at, I was at, it rhymes with Mike. Yes. Okay, thank you. That is actually good to know. He is a very kind and knowledgeable person. I didn't speak with him personally, but I watched a talk live of his at Clojure North. This was the first Clojure North, I think was in 2019, maybe 2018. That was in Toronto. I went there and he talked about bug hunting and bug fixing in the Clojure script compiler. It was fascinating. He's almost too good to be true. Yeah, he's good for sure. To be completely fair to other people that I've encountered, either directly or indirectly in the Clojure, in the wider Clojure community, I don't think I've had a negative encounter. Just the people have so far to me been fantastic. I think he is Canadian secretly. Actually, I don't know. He could be, but he does live and work in the States. I think, right? Anyway, good dude for sure. All right, so let's have a quick peek at Portal because you've piqued my interest with this. Add Portal as a tap target. Start tapping out values. Clear the values. this is going to be fantastic. Currently selected viewer has the ability to intercept. So are there, unless maybe I just glossed over it, there are two ways to use this? Like, is there a UI version and a web version? Are they two different things, or is it just the web? I didn't notice specifically yet. So I used to stream hiding the view count because I never wanted to know specifically, but I've been experimenting with having it on lately, and right now I see a few numbers up there. And if there's anyone tuned in who doesn't normally chat but sometimes feels like they might want to ask a question or anything, anyone should feel totally comfortable asking questions or just chatting in general about, I mean, try to keep it generally on the topic of projects, Clojure, programming in general, but people are welcome to join in the chat. We try to be friendly, so go ahead if you're into that sort of thing. Mac, it will pop a separate browser window. Gotcha. I'd have a post-work workout to get after, pop back in if the stream's still on. If not, see everyone on Friday. Hey Mike, thanks for tuning in as always. Making the stream a great place to be. Have a good workout, okay? And yeah, I'll see you. If I don't see you later today, I don't know how much longer the stream will be on, but we'll see. Then I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, peace, Mike. Okay, this I'll close, this I'll keep open, this I will close as well. And let's mess around with this bad boy a little bit. So let's see, does this work? Yeah, it is working. Neat. Oh yeah, there's the YouTube channel. Thank you. Hey Mac, you're heading out as well. Have a good one. Thanks for the help. Thanks for the links to stuff. I appreciate that. Yeah, and Mike did just post that YouTube link. Feel free to check that one out as well. Not just you specifically, Mac. Anyone who might be interested in that sort of thing. Okay. So now the next set of things to work on is getting this position to move a bit. So that's the next thing I should parameterize by making a variable for it. And what's the right way to do that? I'm not 100% certain. Well, turns out I think I probably do need to set the width now. I also realized something that would make this a smidge easier. Here's something that's going to make things a little easier for sure. So we've got, right now I'm moving everything so that it is automatically centered. Instead of doing that, I should have everything relative to the 0, 0 position and then translate the shape after the fact. I think that makes sense. Right? That makes sense, doesn't it? Let's see here. Okay. Well, okay, let's put the width in as 1280 and the height in as 720 and start going from there. So we're gonna have I have to remember now. I'm gonna pop into the dev branch of SVG CLJ. I don't remember if I have like addition, and I don't think I do. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to do no search forward. No, I don't have a diff. And that is okay. Right, let's close that. Okay, so temporarily commenting this out. Another approach that might work is something like this. If I do def camera overlay sketch, and I do the same thing, I let and build width into this, height and thickness to be whatever, then I can do width outer and height outer to be the result of map plus onto width height TT. That'll work. So that's, that is not where I meant to do that. Where I'm supposed to do that. There we go. Okay, so now I can do a path slash merge. Is that path? Merge paths. That's the function. Right, so merge paths, it takes actual paths. Right, so that's going to look like this. Path slash polygon path. There, yes. And so this path, sorry, wait, path, I can use rectangle path to make this quick and easy. polygon path, rectangle path of width outer, height outer, and then copy that and just do the inner as well. So with the merge, that should be this same kind of shape without the cut here. Oh, I think something went wrong. Might not be rendering correctly. I made a mistake. Oh, I am needlessly nesting that. Incorrect. There we go. That should work. Oh, right. It's a whole sketch now. Okay, there we go. We're kind of onto something now. Now this we want to move, translate this thing to the same center position. 96540, right? 960. Yes. Okay, there we've got slightly cleaner thing. Okay, so that's kind of working. I also wonder if I do... Okay, it's filling in the right spot. That's good. Okay. We are getting somewhere, kind of, a little bit. Right, so the next thing... What's the next thing? Good next thing to do. So a camera slice is something like width 40, and then the height would be the thickness, so it's T. and it will match this, and then the angle A is some angle in degrees. Let's do 45. And we do the same thing. It's just going to be a path. Polygon path starting at svgclj slash utils, svgclj dot, slash rotate point would be what I want. So I want the degree. Okay. This is helpful, I think. Yeah, so if I do, the point is T0. Yes, I think that makes sense. So here we've got an X offset, right, and a Y offset that comes from the angle calculation. So we can do utils slash rotate point, and the point's going to be thickness 0 rotated by the angle A. So that gives us X offset, Y offset. So then we can start the shape at, let's do 0 Y offset, 0 yo, and then here we can do X offset 0. Now here we can do width plus the offset. Yeah. X offset plus the width 0, then end it at the width and the Y offset. Makes sense, right? And then let's try this by something that's weird. Why is that happening? Okay, so with this camera overlay, let's plunk in, instead of camera overlay path, we can do camera slice path, and we'll plunk it in the middle to have a look at it. I do want to move it. It's not sitting in the right spot, so I want to change that. Let's move it. This should be 900. Close. Right, so the next thing I actually want to achieve with this is, actually, does this work? Let's see. Oh, I did this wrong. I don't need a Y offset. I just actually need an X offset. And then this should be, oh, see, there we go. That's not what I want. And this Y offset should be T. And then this should be T, and it should always match the thickness. What did I do wrong here? Oh. This should be plus 2T then. Okay, well, this is going to have to be all for me for the day. I'll get back to this tonight and tomorrow. I am going to call the stream good for the day because I've got other work to do, got a workout to get to. And I feel like stopping the stream for now. So that'll just be me for the day. Thanks everyone for tuning in. If you're still there now, I appreciate that, and hopefully I'll see you around. If you're watching this somewhere else after the fact, please consider having a look at the other links and whatnot, and following, supporting any way you can. Hey, Saying B, I'm always so happy when you're around. It's really nice to get the quiet support that you provide. I genuinely really appreciate that. I am gonna go for the day, like I said. Hopefully your evening goes well, and maybe I'll see you around again in the near future. Okay? Have a good one. I will be on my way.